Just like how the American Red Cross is synonymous with providing humanitarian and relief services, it is the vision of the National Safety Council to make the Green Cross be synonymous with safety advocacy. How can we achieve this together? Successes in the pursuit of powerful and game-changing aspirations have come about as a result of one powerful shift in thinking. From capability forward to purpose back. And capability forward thinking today defines tomorrow. In other words, our present abilities determine where we will reach tomorrow. And purpose back thinking tomorrow defines today. In other words, our ultimate desired state determines what competencies we need to acquire to get there. In what ways do we as safety advocates use capability forward thinking today? Are there any instances where we have used purpose back thinking? Like physical gravity, a force that keeps us firmly rooted to the ground, mindset gravity is that pervading mental force that subconsciously keeps our thoughts firmly rooted to the status quo. Mindset gravity reinforces what we already believe in and dismisses anything that is contradictory. The longer an organization has carried out its business, the stronger is the mindset gravity and the more difficult it is to overcome. Where do we want safety to be in the next 10 years? How can we, as safety leaders, guide culture to accomplish safety? Let's develop new ways of thinking and make a plan to get us there. What is safety? Safety is defined as the condition of being protected from, or the state of being unlikely to cause danger, risk, or injury. We sell safety as the what you have to do to avoid a calamity. We rarely talk about the why. The what requires an intellectual appeal, whereas the why requires an emotional appeal. How can there be a positive spin on safety? How can we tout the benefits of a safe workplace? Can employees at a job site work together to save the cost of unsafe practices and benefit by receiving a share of the savings? All of a sudden, the intellectual appeal becomes an emotional one. It also shifts safety from an individual to a collective responsibility. A positive purpose-back outcome. Some of the most influential people in history are those that gather people around a vision that drives a quantum leap in positive outcomes.
I believe that this nation should commit itself to achieving the goal, before this decade is out, of landing a man on the moon and returning him safely to the earth.
JFK did not say how it had to be done. He didn't know, and neither did anyone else. JFK committed the United States to a national safety mission and universal pride. Purpose back around workplace safety. What if the safety goal for every organization was to ensure that every employee returns home in same or better condition than they arrived? To take it even further, can the safety goal of organizations be to bring their employees back to work the next day with more eagerness and better health than the previous day? Such a perspective mutually benefits both the employer and the employee. Prevalent mindsets about safety. A simple look at today's safety regulations will reveal that the purpose is to prevent a negative outcome. Is there opportunity for safety guidelines to equip people to create a positive outcome? Think about the following. How have rules and regulations actually resolved any of the most critical issues? On a scale of 0 to 10, 10 being the state where the safety condition has been permanently resolved, how many of our critical safety concerns have reached level 10? Could it be that rules and regulations only serve to manage safety conditions rather than to resolve them permanently? How many safety issues have been completely eliminated since we started encouraging safety? Mindset transitions. From negative to positive. Instead of telling what not to do, can we tell people what to do to be safe? From fear to approval. Rather than riding on drivers' fears, how can we ride on positive and personal emotions that bring forth safety? Reasons like, get home on time today. Thank you for driving safe. Getting the max fuel economy for your vehicle. From anti-tech to safe tech. Safety recommendations often exclude technology since it promotes distraction. How can safety regulations be reconsidered to leverage technology as a friend rather than as a foe? Should humans remain responsible for their safety, or can humans be liberated from their responsibility of safety? Where else, how else, and who else, or what else, can take on the responsibility of safety? From reactionary to anticipatory. Instead of creating rules and regulations that are reactive, i.e., to prevent the recurrence of an incident, how can we prevent even the first occurrence of an incident? Safety investigations often result in amendments to rules and regulations around safety. The goal is to prevent recurrence of the same safety violation. How can we get more proactive, such that a single incidence of safety violation does not even occur? From regulation-centric to human-centric. Safe or unsafe conditions are ultimately determined by the human, at least until we can design safety to be out of the hands of the individuals. How do safety procedures drive positive and reinforcing human behavior? How can safety be an instinctive behavior? From individual to team-centered. Today, our rules and regulations emphasize more on individual safety rather than safety as a collective and shared responsibility. How can safety be repositioned as the condition where you have multiple individuals responsible for each individual's safety? Physical safety versus mental safety. We appear to be concerned a lot about physical safety. However, emotional, mental state is a worthy parameter to consider and address. As they say, nip the problem in the bud. How much of mental state is a fair consideration today? Often, problems of the mental nature, even things like distraction, anger, and sadness, are the seeds of behavior that compromise physical safety. Designing for safety. If the world around us has to be much safer for humans, safety must move beyond process, rules, and regulations to become a movement that people want to belong to. In order to move to the desired state, safety must transition from being mostly intellectual to include emotional appeal. When it comes to defining safety, consider the following. Physical access. How easy and accessible is the knowledge around safety procedures? The what? Economic access. How affordable is the implementation of safety? The when. Intellectual access. How easy is the safety regulation to understand? The how. Emotional access. What is the behavioral and mental appeal to follow such safety regulation? The why.